plays at centre half back. The uncool clean hero at the back. His father played in the last final, so John will be hoping to add a little bit of family history. Next we have Kevin McCann. Kevin is centre forward for today's game. He scores as many points now as he can drink. Portarlington will be happy. His father also played in the last final, Pat McCann. Now we have Tom Smith, centre field. Even after the semi, he's still necking out in Killinard. Next we have left half forward, John Levy. John suffered from a bad neck injury after the semi-final. I think he had to wear a scarf for a while after it. Next up we have Chelly Dunnigan, son of the famous Ala Dunnigan. Chelly himself is slowly pushing towards the veteran era. Chelly is right half back for today's game. And he is also captain of the team today. Now we have Tommy Murphy, the man with the famous name, sporting a new expensive bandage from Paris Fashions. Tommy is full forward for today's game. Now we have Derek Coogan. A little bit camera shy, but always ready for the action. Making another pint there. Now we have Kieran Boland. Kieran's a sub for today's game, but as they say in England, he is a yuppie. Here we have David Murphy. David also is a sub. David, I think, was a little bit fond of holidays abroad, so they tell me. Now we have Jerry Hutchinson, the lean, mean fighting machine. Jerry is also a sub today, but ready for bite any legs. Now we have Evan Bennett. Evan is a sub also, known for his exploits to Mount Mellick, just ask Sandra. Now we have Paul Fitzmaurice. Paul also is a sub. They nickname him the Burger King. I wonder why. Now we have Colin Marr. Colin has come through all the grades, so he has for Portarlington. Colin is up today. He's still necking in Killinard, especially after the semi-final. Now we have Dermot Murphy. Dermot is left corner forward for today's game. His nickname is only known by Derek Hogan. Wonder will it be revealed today. Now we have sub-goalie Dave Callanan. Oh, that was a good save. Fond of the blue movies, just ask his mother. Right half forward now we have Eddie Byrne. Likes the Montague for a drink, just ask Fanula. Now we have Shea Hunt. Shea Hunt, right full back, very well known for his lovely clean vocabulary. Now we have Ozzie Bennett. Ozzie is goalie for today's game. The question mark which hangs over Ozzie is, why did Miss O'Connell leave him? Seems to be a good question. Next up we have Christy Smith. Christy has come to the ranks also. Christy is left corner back today. Will the Clare Collins saga lift off, or will Miss Tynan forgive him? Now we have Pori Coffey. What can you say about this man? Nothing really. The father figure of the team. Now we have Mick Cullen. He's doing a little bit of puffing there. It must be this marriage saga. I think it's wearing him down a little bit. Next we have the big bird, Brendan Ryan. Brendan is full back for today's game. He should have been a physio, because I think he's visited the physio more times than the postman. Now we have Molly Malone. Molly is midfielder for today's game. Is he always that shy? I wonder should we ask Debbie. And now we have the grand old man himself, Stevie Allen. Stevie is a sub today. The father of the team. I think he played in the last final, I'm not sure. Next up we have the three wise men. Joe Dwyer Club chairman, Bill Bolton, Liam Connors trainer and former office star.
Well, let's start doing it. You've got to start thinking tonight. Well, let's take it easy tonight. Take it easy tomorrow night. We'll have a meeting up here at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Now take it easy. Try and relax tomorrow. And I want you tomorrow to drink. Tomorrow night, Sunday morning is the time to take the liquor. Not before the match. Or at half time of the match. You can't replace liquids at that time.
You're right now.
Gabaliera Golera Carger, and welcome back here to O'Moore Park, Portlaoise, for the senior football final of 1988 between Portarlington and Timahoe. At the moment, both teams are on the grand parade, starting over under the stand on the far side of the field. And in case you have just joined us, we'll just give you the result of the intermediate final. Park Rattanesca 6 points, Great Cullen 4 points. And as the two teams parade, well, it's a historic occasion for Andy Berrigan indeed, because Andy is playing in his 6th senior final today, and he has won one way back in 1969. Andy Berrigan was full back on the Timahoe team when they last won the final. You have to go back to 59 for Portarlington when they won the last final. But on the Timahoe team, Jimmy Laois. Jimmy, of course, has won 3 senior finals with Portlaoise and an All-Ireland club final as well, and his experience will be a vital asset to Timahoe today. There are no changes in either team, so we'll give you a rundown, and both teams play as selected. First of all, Portarlington. In goal, Ozzie Bennett. Right full-back, Seamus Hunt. Full-back, Brendan Ryan. And left-back, Christy Smith. The half-line on the right, Pascal Dunnigan, captain. Centre half-back, John Bolton. And left-back, Ray Ryan. Centre field, Seamus Malone and Tommy Smith. The half-forward line on the right is Eddie Byrne. In the centre, Kevin McCann. And on the left is John Levy. The half-forward line on the right is Michael Cullen. In the centre, Tommy Murphy. And on the left is Dermot Murphy. Dermot coming in. He was brought in for Derry Cogan in the semi-final and retains his place. The Timahoe team. In goals, John Dalton. Right back, Brendan Quigley. Full back, Andy Berrigan. And left back, Pat Ranspot. The half line on the right, Willie Ranspot. In the centre, Michael Dalton. And on the left is Brian Oxley. Centre field is Colin McAvoy. And on the left is Liam Ranspot. The half forward line on the right is John Ranspot. In the centre, Jimmy Laois. And on the left is Benny Clancy. The half line on the right is the Pat Sprattle Smith. In the centre, Pori Culleton. And on the left is Paul McAvoy. There are the Ranspot brothers, Pat, Willie. And Pat, Willie and John. Liam is not a brother, but he is a cousin. You have the McAvoy brothers, Paul and Colm. Well, you have the Ryans on the Portarlington team. This promises to be a cracking Laois senior final. Well, the wind we thought would have devastating effects in the intermediate game, but in the second half, Great Cullen only managed to score 1 point with that breeze. And their clearances seemed to be as good as when Park was playing with the breeze. As we look down here at O'Moore Park, going down here under us, Red Willie Ranspot leads Timahoe in the county final for the first time, as so does Pascal Dunnigan, the captain of Portarlington. The Collection Pipe Band leading the parade. And indeed too, Tony Marr, we would like to wish him all the luck today, because Tony referees his first Laois senior final. Although a very prominent referee for many years in Laois, Portlaoise had dominated Laois football for so long, and Tony being chairman of the Portlaoise club, well, that ruled him out on a number of occasions. As I said, a big crowd has gathered here for the red and white of Timahoe and the maroon of Portarlington, and Portarlington have playing with the breeze in the first half. A huge Portarlington crowd way down to our right, and that's the town goals. And of course we would like also to say that today is an unique occasion for both Ozzie Bennett and John Dalton of Timahoe. There was no minor final preceding the senior final, because those two players both are playing outfield in the minor final. So as the band finishes up on the far side of the field and the crowd get excited here at O'Moore Park, we just hope the rain will keep away. The clouds are overhead. Well, it kept away slightly. It just came down for a few moments during the intermediate game. The ground very, very slippy, and the ground very slippy indeed as the band goes over into the dugout in the far side of the field. Tony Marr faces the throw in the 1988 final is on, and Sheriff Ranspot goes high. He has the ball in his hand, right-footed. His kick is blocked down there by Seamus Malone. Malone is fouling at the free in, 70 metres out from the Timahoe goals. And this one to be taken by Kevin McCann. And Kevin, no, it's not. Kevin is leaving it. He's leaving it to the centre field man, Tommy Smith. Kevin has gone into the centre half forward position. The free, up he comes, a right low ball in towards the centre. Willie Ranspot goes for the ball. The Sheriff Ranspot pulls on the ball and sends it back out towards Seamus Malone over on the far side of the field. Malone running for the ball. Gone very near the sideline. It didn't go over the sideline. It flicks it into the centre to Kevin McCann. Kevin McCann pretends to go left, goes right and sends a right foot a kick high, floating in around the goals. Up to go for the ball. The ball is blocked out by Andy Berger. They come back to Jimmy Laois. Jimmy Laois sends a low ball out this side of the field towards Benny Clancy. Benny Clancy coming down for the ball. He flicks it back to Jimmy Laois, and Jimmy Laois sends it up towards the centre towards Brendan Quigley. Or not Brendan Quigley, but I should say Pori Culleton, the full forward. The ball, Pori was pushed, the ball went out over it. Pori was pushed in the back and a free for Timahoe. This one about 60 metres out from the Portarlington goals, and the game started very, very lively indeed. And Sheriff Ranspot to take the kick, the Timahoe centre field man. Timahoe's first free of the game. Sheriff standing back, of course. Sheriff, one of those minor and juvenile products of Timahoe, Stradbally and a knock who combinated together to win from under 12 to win the minor, all up along and all. A mighty kick against the breeze. He sends it high inside within 10 metres of the goal. The ball is blocked down in there. Benny Clancy on the ground, but Seamus Hunt clears it. His kick blocked down by Paul McAvoy. Come back to John Ransford. John Ransford gets the ball up in his hand. John, of course, son of the former county chairman, sends the ball floating over towards the far side of the field. Going out for the ball is Jimmy Laois, just inside the 50-metre lane. Jimmy Laois going through. Jimmy Laois 30 metres out. It flicks it into the centre to Colin McAvoy. The ball is blocked down. It goes back to Jimmy Laois. A shot. It's a goal. Oh, no. The referee has blown his whistle and awarded the free in the 14-metre line. Jimmy Laois is on the ground. Ransford comes up to take the first kick of the game. Up he comes, sends it high and sends it over the bar, and Timahoe take the first score. A point for Timahoe after just a minute and a half of play. Up comes Ozzie Bennett, right-footed. A long ball down along the centre, blocked down by Jimmy Laois again, but coming away there is Ray Ryan. Ray Ryan sends a high ball down towards the full forward Tommy Murphy. Tommy Murphy gets it up left-footed high across the goal, and the ball goes over the bar. A lovely point by Tommy Murphy. The sides are level. Tommy Murphy went out for that ball. Tommy wearing a knee bandage today. He turned. He was at an awkward angle. A left-footed kick and straight over the bar. A lovely point as John Dalton comes up to take his first kick out of the game for Tim by the Sheriff Ransford. The Sheriff sends a high ball floating over towards Willie Ransford. The ball is blocked down. It comes back down this side of the field. Ransford going back for the ball. Also there is Michael Cullen. It breaks off a Cullen. Pulled down by Pat Ransford. The ball on the ground. Stalemate out there. Cullen has the ball in his hand. He sends a high ball over towards Dermot Murphy. Dermot Murphy grabs it in his hand. Murphy looks up, sends a high ball. Well, it's gone high, it's gone over the bar, and the lead for Portarlington by Dermot Murphy. 10 minutes gone in the first half. Right footed, he sends it high, curling in towards the goal, the ball into Tommy Murphy. Tommy Murphy outside the 14-metre line. Left footed, sends it curling into. Oh, a great save! A great save in there by John Dalton. A great save by John Dalton as that ball was curling away to the corner of the net. Dalton dived and got it out. It goes back to Seamus Malone. Malone sends it over towards the corner. Running out for the ball is John Levy. John Levy and Brendan Quigley. Levy gets around Quigley. He gets a high ball from the corner. A beautiful kick. If that goes over, it hits the pole. Comes back into the centre to Mixer Dalton. Mixer Dalton right footer clears the ball out towards the centre of the field. Out towards Tommy Smith. Tommy Smith being tackled. He can't get room to get his kick. He gets it out to Michael Cullen. Cullen's kick is half blocked down. He gets it in towards the centre. Pat Ransford comes out for the ball. Or Brian Oxley. Oxley runs it back to Cullen. Michael Cullen is fouled outside the 21-metre line by Brian Oxley, and it's a free in for Portarlington. For Timahoe, right footed, he sends it down the centre. Sheriff Ransford goes high, grabs and sends the ball back over towards the Sprattle Smith. The ball breaks off him. Going back is Brendan Ryan, the full back, but out comes Ozzie Bennett to his own 14-yard line and sends a right footed kick way over towards the far side of the field. Racing for the ball. Racing for the ball is Eddie Byrne. Eddie Byrne is being, well, Eddie Byrne was being tackled. Eddie Byrne being brought down as the ball has gone in, gone over the bar, but is a free on the 50-metre line. Can he increase the Portarlington lead? Up he comes. Right-footed. He sends it high. He sends it straight and he sends it over the bar, and it's now 3 points to Timahoe's 1. Back from the ball. Up he comes. Right-footed. He sends it high down the centre between the 50 and the 70-metre line, but back there is a Mixer Dawson left with a kick up the centre. Racing for the ball is Paulie Culleton. Paulie 50 yards from the Portarlington goal. Taps a low ball up along the corner to Paul McAvoy. Paul sidesteps the corner back and going through. He sidesteps Pascal Donegan. In towards the centre to Sprattle Smith. High and over the bar by the Sprattles. A great point by Sprattle Smith as the ball went across. He come out, grabbed, turned, and for a moment I thought he was going to blast. He didn't. He took his side of the field. John Bolton, the centre half-back, comes up to take the kick. Right-footed. He sends it high, he sends it down towards the centre. And up goes the Sheriff, Mixer Dawson or Sheriff Ransford. It's Mixer Dawson, Sheriff Ransford. Sheriff clears it into the centre. It's cut by Tommy Smith. Tommy Smith sends it back down along the centre again. It's cut in there by Eddie Byrne. Eddie Byrne kicks it high at Gary Owen. She comes down, there's 2-1. It's cut down there by Dermot Murphy. Murphy sends it left footed in towards the goal. It's gone high and over the bar. Another point for Port, and Murphy's second point, Dermot Murphy. And as I say, as he just joined us, Porter playing with 14 men. The ball kicked into the centre and it's Dermot Murphy with the ball. Dermot sending across the goals. Coming across here is Michael Cullen. Cullen has it in his hand, left footed. He sends it high, yes, he sends it over the bar. A point by Michael Cullen, and it's now 5 points to 2. 3 points between the sides. 5-2 in favour of Portarlington. John Ransford standing back from the ball as up he comes. The sun has come out for a few moments here in the Moore Park and will be into John's eyes. He kicks the ball, but he curls away to the left. Tried to keep in play by Pat Smith. He couldn't do so. Slightly to the right of the goals as he stands back. The man with the number 11 on his back. Right footed, he sends it high, it's turning away to the left, it won't go as Brendan Quigley grabs high. Quigley is tripped coming out, but Quigley comes away and clears high up along the centre. John Ransbach going for the ball, but he's held out there by the number 7 Ray Ryan. Ray Ryan sends it back in towards the goal. Tommy Smith on his own, he must score a goal, he's pulled down, it's a pen, no, there's no whistle. Portarlington men go to Tony Mann. No, the goalkeeper came out. I thought for a moment it was blocked down. The umpire signals it's gone wide. A let off for Timahoe as Tommy Murphy was standing on the edge of the small parallelogram. Nobody near him. He turned to blast and mixed Johnny Dalton. 2.5 to 3 minutes left in the first. He chips it over to Colin McAvoy. Colin looks up. He gives it back to John Ransford. John Ransford has it inside the 21-metre line. He can't get room to get his kick. He gets the kick in. Half blocked down. Two Portmen jump for it. Back to Jimmy Lowe. Jimmy Lowe lets the ball go. Back goes to Sprattle Smith. High by Smith. It's coming down towards the edge of the goals. Paul McAvoy goes up. He breaks it back down there. Well, it's coming away by the Portman, and the Portman there is Christy Ryan. Over towards the far side of the field to Kevin McCann. Back 50 yards from his own goal. McCann is fouled. John Ransford, the man with a number 10 on his back, and of course a brother of Willie's and Pat's. He sends it right-footed. Is it Colling? Well, it's gone over the bar. A very good kick indeed against the breeze. And there's now just 2 points between the sides. 5 points to 2. Sheriff sends it up towards Paul McAvoy. Paul goes down on the ball, but Paul brings it out over the sideline as Tony Marr blows the half-time whistle. And as the two teams go in at half-time, if I were a Timahoe official, I would feel very, very happy indeed. After playing against this very strong breeze in the first half, they now trail by just 3 points. But the players are running left, right and centre. I see the number 15 for Timahoe, for Portarlington, that is Dermot Murphy has gone centre field. And he is partnering Seamus Maloney. Tony Marr throws in the second half is on. Dermot Murphy with the ball at the centre of the field. Dermot Murphy is fouled and a free for Portarlington exactly on the halfway line. This one to be taken by John Bolton. John Bolton, their centre half back. Portarlington 5 points, Timahoe 3 points. As John Bolton comes up to take the kick. Right-footed, he sends it high in towards the centre. Willie Ransford goes high for the ball and well held by Willie Ransford. It chips it down towards Jimmy Lewis, but Jimmy as well is beaten. Pulled on there by Brian Oxley. Oxley coming across the centre. He gives it now to Benny Clancy. Benny looks up. Straight away he sends it in towards the centre. A hopping ball in towards Colin Pattle Smith going back there. But back there is Christy Ryan of Portarlington. Christy Ryan is drove out over the end line and it's a free out for Portarlington. And their loose man, as I say, on the back line. The kick out to be taken by Ozzie Bennett. Ozzie replaces the ball. The wind blows that ball away from Ozzie as he comes up to take the kick out. All right footed, up he comes. He sends a Laois ball out towards this side of the field. A ball coming near the sideline, but coming down for the ball there is John Levy. Levy has it in his hand. He flicks it into the centre to Tommy Smith. Tommy back to Levy. Levy looks up and said the right foot, a kick over towards the far side of the field, and it's caught there by the number 9 Seamus Malone. Malone flicks it out this side of the field to Dermot Murphy. Murphy inside the 21-metre line. He looks up, a right foot, a kick, a high kick against the breeze. Murphy sends it high in a brilliant kick, and he's third one against the breeze. A point by Dermot Murphy for Portarlington, and Dermot Murphy, that's Dermot Murphy's third point of the game. So back to Willie Ransford to his brother John. John flicks it low down to Colin McAvoy. Colin left-footed in towards the goals. Sprattle Smith has the ball. Smith, he gets it across to Jimmy Lewis, but he's intercepted there by John Bolton. John Bolton went across and had his hands out, and he chips it below, down the centre to the Sprattles again. Smith has the ball. Jimmy Lewis is on his inside. He gives it across to Lewis. Lewis is tackled in there and taken off him by the fullback, Brendan Ryan. He took his eye off of the ball for a minute. The ball is out this side of the field, about 50 metres out from the goal, stalemate there as Ray Ryan goes for the ball. Ray Ryan is stripped and a free out, 5th to 14-metre line. Brendan Quigley goes high and holds. Quigley coming out with the ball. Quigley gets his clearance. Sheriff Ransford in his own this time. Sheriff looks up, punts it high down to the Sprattles, goes for the ball. Smith baits it down, goes after it, gets it up in his hand. He looks, Benny Clancy all in his own on the far side. He's 50 metres out, he's now 40 metres out, he's now 30. He sends it high, he sends it to the right, and he sends it wide. All on his own. It's into the second half. This kick by the Sheriff Ransford. Sheriff comes up right-footed, a mighty kick in towards the edge of the small square. Smith blocks it down, but now comes John Bolton, flicked out this side of the field. He comes away. He chins it up along the centre towards Smith. It comes back to Sheriff Ransford again. He taps it in his toe. He looks up. He sends it high, but he sends it to the right. He sends it out over the end line and he sends it wide. And the score still remains. Timahoe 3 points. Portarlington 6 points. and come up trumps for Portarlington. The man who has played very, very well is Dermot Murphy. The kick out to Willie Ransford. Willie taps it in his toe and sidesteps McCann and punts the ball high down the centre. Pat Smith goes for the ball again and Smith grabs it. Smith, the veteran of this Timahoe team, playing a great game, and from all of 70 metres out, Smith has sent it over the bar. A great point indeed by Pat Smith. He was just inside the 70-metre line when he turned and kicked a mighty kick, the best score of the game. John Levy has gone to centre half forward, switches all around the place on the Portarlington team. John Bolton to take the kick, right-footed. He sends it up along the centre, and again it's Dermot Murphy with the ball. Murphy looks up, he sends it high. Well, I can't say yet. No, it's gone to the right and gone wide and not a whole lot in it. Yosen having an extra man and we've been defeated. The kick is high from Bolton up into the centre. The reach high for the ball. It breaks on Tommy Murphy. Tommy comes out and gets it himself. He chips it in the front of McCann. McCann has gone into the small square. He chips it across. It's there. No! Taken off the line by Pat Ransbottom. A great save by Ransbottom. Out the centre of the field is Jimmy Laois. Jimmy Laois gets away from the tackle. He's gone past the halfway line. He sends a high ball down to the corner. It's cut into the centre by Barry Culleton. Culleton to Colin McAvoy. McAvoy inside a small square. He's been pulled down. No, he gets it back to Culleton again. Culleton, his kick is blocked down. And coming out for the ball there is Christy Smith. Christy Smith is gone out over the end line. Well, it's not a 50. The referee has blown the whistle. He's taken for a 45. It's a 45. Up he comes, Boone from the Portarlington crowd. He sends it high. He sends it to the left and sends it wide. And I must say, very, very right-footed, high, down along the centre. Colin McAvoy goes high. Colin McAvoy, well, he seemed to be fouled, he wasn't. But Johnny Smith goes away. Smith sends it high in towards the goals. Andy Berrigan leaves it to Pat Ransbottom. Pat leaves it behind him, but he's gone down on the ball. He's being tackled there. And Andy Berrigan comes across, gets it up in his hand. Andy on his knees. Andy being tackled. Andy still has the ball. Tommy Murphy takes it. It goes into the centre. It's a show! A magnificent save! A magnificent save by John Dalton as Michael Cullen got the broken ball. Cullen went in, a rasper, and Dalton dived, deflected. It didn't even go out for a 40 in front of John Dalton. The kick out, it's not a very good one. Mixer Dalton, well held by his brother Mixer Dalton, as two Portmen went from. He punts it down the centre. Goes into Pori Culleton. Culleton inside the 40. That's Battle Smith inside the 21. Smith gone to the 14. He looks up. His kick is blocked down, and it's a 45. His kick was blocked down, it's gone out for a 45, and John Ransford comes out to take this 45 again. I see Pat McCann, the father of Kevin McCann, very, very anxious indeed down here under us. This 45 and this is in the capabilities of John Ransford. He scored one against the breeze and he was a little bit farther out. He has already kicked one wide a few moments ago. He has 11 minutes to pull back this 2-point lead. Up he comes, right-footed. He sends it high, and surely the referee should have blown the whistle for that to be taken again. But the ball is kicked into the goals. It's held in there. I'll tell you who has it in a moment, being tackled in there. Well, I think it's a Brian Oxley. Oxley down. The referee has awarded a free in. The referee has awarded a free in. Was it Brian? Was Brian Oxley down from his own left half-back position, grabbed the unsporting behaviour as John Ransford answers him as he sends it over the bar. And there's now just 1 point between the sides. Willie to take the kick himself. A point between the sides, and can Timahoe come back, or can Portarlington hold on? Willie sends it in high. Smith goes up. The ball is blocked away. Brian Oxley is blocked away. Oxley is fouled, is he? He has the ball. He's charging with the ball in. He gives it into Smith. Sends it low, but he sends it to the left and sends it wide. Comes out this foul and another free for Portarlington outside their own 5th. Now the referee has called for the ball. Yes, he's going to throw it up. Up he comes to throw up this ball outside the Portarlington 50-metre line. Up she goes. Dermot Murphy again goes high and grabs it. Murphy, them playing a game of his life. Colin Marr goes for the ball. He gets it in his hand on the halfway line. He chips it out to the centre to Eddie Byrne. Eddie Byrne inside the Timahoe 50. Eddie Byrne on the 21 is coming in from the wing. He hops the ball. Well, he sends it left-footed, curling across the goal. Kevin McCann seems to be on his own, but Willie Ransford left it back, and Andy Berrigan is there. Andy being cut with the leg. Andy gets it out the centre. 3 Portarlington in. No Timahoe man, but Jimmy Laois comes in. The ball is cut by Dermot Murphy. He gets it back to Colin Marr. Colin Marr 50 yards out from the goals. Marr, Levy inside him. Marr trying to go left. He goes right. He sends it high. He sends a long ball in towards the goals. He sends it to the right and sends it wide. So the kick out. A free out to be taken by Ozzie Bennett. Now About a minute left in the game. High into the centre of the field. And it's Mixer Dalton coming from centre half back. He flicks it out to Brendan Quigley. Quigley sends it into Jimmy Laois in the centre. Laois being pulled. Laois being dragged down on the 21-metre line. Laois pulled down just outside the 21-metre line. A free in. And it's John Ransport. And I can tell you if Brian Stafford last Sunday had pressure on him taking a free. John Ransport, this is the most important free John Ransport has ever taken in his life. And my stopwatch says there's a little over half a minute left in the game. John Ransport looks up. The wind behind him. He's about 26 metres out from the goals. Up he comes. He chips it high. He sends it wide. Oh, my dear. Oh, dear, dear. He sent it to the left and he sent it wide. The kick out to be taken once again. Ozzie Bennett. Ozzie Bennett to take the kick out once again. He's placing the ball on the edge of his own parallelogram, but Ozzie Bennett is doing an awful lot of the lane at the moment, and the kick out to be taken. Right. Up he comes and he places it again now. Tony Marr will have to do a lot on time for this. Yes, Tony is looking at his watch. Ozzie Bennett comes up. He kicks it right-footed. Up to the centre of the field. Blocked down there. Who has the ball? The ball has gone away. It's held by John Bolton. John is fouled and a free out for Timahoe for Portarlington. John Bolton is told to go back about 3 metres. My stopwatch says we're now just entering into injury time. So what time is left? It's up to the discretion of the referee, Tony Marr. John Bolton to take the kick. Up he comes. On the own 50-metre line, he sends it high, up the centre. Tony Marr allows no time. The referee blows the whistle. The game is over. Portarlington are Laois champions for the first time since 1959, and they've beaten a very, very gallant Timahoe team by just 1 point. 6 points to 5. It's a low-scoring game, but it was a very, very entertaining game indeed. And as the Portarlington supporters crowd onto Moor Park, and as the Timahoe players, well, some lie down in the field with disappointment and exhaustion, we just say that I think Timahoe would have deserved the draw. If it had to be in a draw game, definitely Timahoe would have deserved it. I see Willie Ransport there shaking hands. They have most of the play in the second half, but just couldn't turn it into scores. So, as the crowd gathers and as the Portarlington team will head for the celebrations over in the stand, we'll just give you the rundown of the scores. And the intermediate game was won by Park Rataneska, 6 points, Great Cullen 4 points, and the senior game was won by Portarlington on the score of 6 points to 5 points. From a very, very gallant Timahoe team indeed, and a very, very good Portarlington team. From me, Kevin O'Brien, there's not much more to say here, only hand you back to the studios in...
That's fine. Off there, boys! Copy, yeah.
Okay, thanks.